Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Northeast. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. We're looking at the hazards map here on this Tuesday morning. We're pretty clear across the Northeast, although it is really just continuing to be a gloomy, cool, and overall unpleasant start to the week across the Northeast. As we check in with the temperatures there, 40s and 50s widespread across the Northeast, and that just, again, really missing out here on these 60s and 70s, which are widespread now across the Southeast, across the Midwest, and then into the high plains. So we look at the satellite picture. Here is the circulation, the storm system that is continuing to decay and leave a lot of cloudiness across the Northeast region. We've got a next storm system approaching from the west right now that's going to produce some severe weather across portions of the southern plains into the Midwest as we head through the afternoon and evening hours today. So we flip it over and look at the radar picture again. Looking for some showers continuing across coastal areas of Maine and Massachusetts today. Much of the Northeast remaining dry, though it will continue to be cloudy, gloomy, and cool for the next 24 to 48 hours. We then watch this next storm system. This is going to be the one that pushes in here as we get in toward the middle and later part of the week. We'll take a look at the surface map today. Again, we're watching this storm system across the central U.S. for the potential for some severe weather across the southern plains into the mid-Mississippi Valley. This is going to slowly make its way off to the west. This is the picture here as we get into the evening. This is when those storms would be ongoing, most widespread across the southeast, but there is the chance for, an isolated tornado or some damaging winds across portions of Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois this afternoon and evening as well. As we get into the morning hours tomorrow, we'll start to see a warm front lifting into the northeast region. Some of that rain activity starting to push into western Pennsylvania and New York. By the time we get to Thursday morning, the area of low pressure is pushing into the western Great Lakes, the eastern Great Lakes, I apologize here, with rain beginning to become widespread across the northeast region. As we then get to Friday morning, the area of low pressure over in New York with rain continuing, so a very rainy Thursday and Friday expected. The storm system starts to pull away on Saturday, but we'll be then again seeing blustery and cooler conditions coming around on the backside with rain showers potentially lingering into the day on Saturday. So really a bumpy end to the week expected across the Northeast on the heels of what has already been a very unpleasant start to the week across the region. So as we look at the high-resolution NAM model, we'll bring it back to Tuesday this morning, watching those rain showers continuing across portions of, coastal Maine down toward Massachusetts. We could see some light rain showers across southern Pennsylvania this afternoon as well. As we head into the late evening, into the overnight hours, here's our warm front starting to lift across the region, and we can expect showers and storms across that in western and central Pennsylvania, getting into far western New York during the overnight hours. No severe weather expected there, but again, maybe some rumbles of thunder during the overnight, cutting across portions of those areas. We'll see that activity really begin to fade as we head into the morning hours on Wednesday. It's then that we turn our attention off to the west, watching the cold front moving from west to east across the Corn Belt, beginning to push into western Pennsylvania and western New York as we get into the mid to late afternoon hours on Wednesday. There's a potential we could see some severe storms across western Pennsylvania on Wednesday evening, and that would be most likely talking about the potential for some damaging wind gusts, but isolated tornadoes going to be possible with that as well. Again, that threat going to extend all the way from western Pennsylvania down along the cold front into the southern U.S., so be on the lookout for severe storms across western Pennsylvania late in the day on Wednesday. Total precipitation between now and Friday as the storm system makes its way across the area where you see the orange and the red shading, which is rather widespread across the northeast region. That's where we're talking about anywhere from 1 inch to 2.5 inches of precipitation across a rather widespread area. As we head into next week, we're going to again watch this trough begin to deepen across the eastern half of the country, and flow doing something like this means another shot of cool air across the eastern Corn Belt and the northeastern region as we get into the late part of the week. So we'll step it a bit further with the European model, again watching the storm system begin to move in here late in the day on Wednesday. That's when we're watching for the chance for a couple strong storms across western Pennsylvania on Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. We begin to see that rain and thunderstorm activity become widespread across the northeast region Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Rain and thunderstorms continue Thursday into Thursday night, into the day on Friday, and then really going to be stubborn to even wrap things up as we get into Saturday. So a very wet end to the week across the northeast region. So as we take a look at total precipitation between now and Friday and then add in the next 5 days, we don't see a big change across the northeast region. So that is good news there, that between the next 5 days and the next 7 days, we don't add a lot more on there. So, we have to deal with the 1 to 2.5 inches that we're going to be getting between now and the end of the week, but potentially drying out then Sunday into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So taking a look at temperatures then, we're going to again see another push of cooler air as we get into the end of the week. Let's take a look at this. Watching this surge of cooler air really more widespread across the Corn Belt, really keeping things about average here as we get into the first few days of May, and then potentially looking at a second shot of cooler air as we get into May 4th, 5th, and 6th, one that could provide quite the disruption in a cooler period of temperatures here as we get into, say, the May 5th through the 10th time frame at the very least across the Northeast region. So we'll look at your high temperatures for the next few days. Again, below average today, 50s and 60s widespread across the Northeast, some 70s across western New York and Pennsylvania tomorrow, and then cooling back down for the days on Thursday and Friday. A little bit warmer on Saturday, at least back to where we should be this time of year, with high temperatures right around 60 degrees for many. Waking up tomorrow to temperatures above freezing for just about everyone. Maybe some freezing temperatures here across northern Maine, northern New Hampshire, and Vermont. As we look at Thursday morning's overnight lows and morning temperatures, and then Friday here, we can see that next push of cooler air coming in from west to east. Have a great day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.